Welcome to Chasing K-Dramas, the podcast that dissects popular Korean dramas episode by episode. We dig into the characters, themes, and everything in between. I'm Chrissy Choi, and I'm here with my co-host, my auntie, Dulcé.
Dulcé! Yeah. Tis moi. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good.
It's okay. I got so excited.
Yeah, I love it.
We outside.
I know. Second episode.
Da-da-da.
It's really exciting.
It's very exciting because these episodes, it's a movie. It's a movie. It's like watching Lifetime.
It's an investment.
It's an investment. It's a time. I can say, and I'm still, I feel shame for it. But I can say because they speak so quickly.
Yeah, it's fast.
On the show.
Yeah.
I had to turn on the dubbing.
It's okay. Listen, I think for the exercise of prepping for the podcast, I think that's fine.
But I was shamed,
it's
girl.
It's hot. No, you don't need to be. You don't need to.
Also, I don't know who they picked to do this dubbing.
Oh, I actually should turn it on. I want to turn it on.
Whoever does the chairman, girl, like some of these voices make sense. And some of them, here's the thing. You can tell they are, and I don't want to sound like an asshole when I say this. For instance, there is a reason that we have people of certain backgrounds do the voices in animation, right? Like I do the voice of a character who is black.
Yes.
Right? And so they want her to sound like a black lady.
Yeah.
All these, especially the men, some of the women, I'm like, this is a white lady. This is a white lady.
You could tell.
Haein, this is a white lady.
I need to listen.
But the chairman, I have no idea. He sounds like he must be dubbing he sounds like a man on Telemundo. And then whoever does Sochul is obviously an Asian man who grew up in America. The son, the brother?
Suchai.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoever does him, definitely an Asian man.
This is so funny.
But he grew up here. You see what I'm saying?
So it's like a Korean American.
Yes. So there's Korean Americans you can tell that they got.
Uh-huh.
And then a couple white girls thrown in. But I don't think there's any white men doing these voices.
I'm going to listen. And
It's so...
I'm curious.
I don't know who does the chairman, but he needs to be fired.
So I usually don't turn on the subtitles for like the other like non-English shows, but I watched the show called The Empress on Netflix. I turned it on. It's a German show. I turned it on. It is pretty, I mean, it sounds like a British show basically because everyone they have dubbing is clearly British.
Right.
But it's easier because you can like do other things.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the other reason I had to turn on the dubbing today.
Yeah.
Is because I was like working this morning and I was like, okay, I want to rewatch these episodes, but also I can't, because that was why I always watched them. And I would tell people to watch. People were like, what do you do to unwind? I'm like, I watch Korean dramas. They're like, why? I said, because you can't read subtitles and watch the action of a show and do anything else.
Yeah. You would really have to.
But now I'm to a place where I'm like, I need to do something with my hands because I feel like I should be doing, like I'm trying to get that feeling of needing to do something. But they don't all offer, like if you watch a Korean drama on Viki, some of them don't even have the English dubbing. So you have to, because when I'm watching a called One the Woman, and you have to, I'm just watching this in this Delta lounge.
You could color with the dubbing on.
I can color with the dubbing on.
Good.
Because I don't know if y'all know this about me. I'm in my coloring journey. I'm so sad that TikTok is ending because it literally got me into this. I will not allow myself to buy the Ohuhu set of 320 markers because I'm like, it's too markers.
Well, hopefully TikTok isn't banned.
TikTok is the only one that's actually relaxing. Also, all of us know how to sing a song in Chinese. 山树里起桑桑，鼓起来呀，杀了我呀。Hold on. 梦出爱，我们一起劳鸣起呀，我们起。山树里起心肠。Everybody knows this song. Every black person on TikTok.
Why?
Because he is singing his ass off.
Oh my God.
You heard the man?
Okay, I gotta find you then.
Girl.
I'm gonna send you songs of older Korean men singing. They're called trot singers. Oh my God, I have to show you. Anyways, It's a genre of Korean music called trot. Okay, it's great. There's younger people too, but mostly it's for older people.
Got it.
My dad loves it.
I mean,
he was on a singing competition show.
God,
we have to play that next time. But
just to let you know, we can't get rid of TikTok. That's why I'm coloring and singing in Chinese.
Yes.
But anywho's, so we out here doing this Korean drama. Do you ever watch a Chinese drama, though?
I watched a drama back in the day. So it is an Asian it's the Taiwanese version of Boys Before Flowers, which was
Boys Over Flowers?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, Boys Over Flowers, right. It's called Meteor Garden. It's Taiwanese. It was years ago. It's an old drama. It was really good. I watched that. But since then, I haven't watched anything.
I was watching one, and it was the young girl from the girl who was in Crouching Tiger and the girl who was in was the star of Memoirs of a Geisha.
I think the historical dramas, I mean, I could watch the Korean ones, but I think I'd be a little bit nervous watching like a Chinese historical drama.
I can tell you, y'all don't come up.
Oh, they don't talk about us? No. Because we're their little brother.
Right. But also you could, because
do they talk about Japan?
No.
Okay.
They be warm with each other. This is only one I watch. They be warm. They're too busy warm with each other.
Yeah.
Because also when I watch the Korean dramas, they got to worry about the king and the Ming, and I'm just like, bro.
I know. We are always talking about the Chinese and the Japanese.
Well, because I haven't seen the Japanese come up in any historical dramas. It's always the Chinese.
Well, because it's probably
more recent with the Japanese.
What you're watching, yeah. So you're watching more of the older ones, right? Like the saguks, the actual saguks, Chona, that era. Yeah. And then I watch the ones that are, about 1900s. Nope. Real sad times.
If it ain't Hanbok, I don't want to watch it.
They were Hanbok.
If it ain't men in Hanbok.
Yes, men. Yeah.
I don't want to see it. If it's historical, I don't want to see a man. I don't want to see no Western clothes.
You don't want the white man's influence on anything.
No, I don't want to see nobody's cut suit. I want to see a man in pink and a horsehair hat. That's what the fuck I'm trying to see. So, to give you a synopsis of episode 2. So, after Haein reveals her diagnosis, right? We find out she's got this cloud tumor.
Yes.
And that's what makes it so interesting.
Cloud
cystoma, which I feel like is not a real term.
It's not. So it is a made up disease for the show, obviously, but it's very similar to,
because if you get like cancer in your lymphatic system, it goes everywhere.
Yeah.
Like when it's something in your lymph nodes.
Yeah.
It's because that's like your highway to your body.
Yeah.
Shout out to Gwinnett County Schools. It's like basically like the highway to your body. So if you get a tumor in your lymph nodes, it can literally travel through your whole body and be like, let me just hop on 95. Just get on 85 south and just take this bitch out. So she reveals her diagnosis to Hyunwoo, and he starts treating her nice.
Yes.
And I love how she's getting suspicious. Like one time she's in the car and they're holding hands and she's like, you're doing too much.
Way too much.
Way too much. But you get to see the relationship she has with the family.
Right.
And so when he hops up and defends her at the dinner, because the mother's like, I'm suing you for being on my land. And she's just like, you waited till after I built my building to sue me?
That part.
You goofy bitch.
Her mom makes me so angry.
Her mom is ridiculous.
She's the worst.
And all because it's like, well, my son died. It's like, but your daughter lived. And no, I'm not trying to be, listen. Has the Lord blessed me yet to have children? He has not. I could not imagine.
Yeah.
Like I know if I lost a kid, I'm going. All I've been through to have in my life, all I have to go through to have a baby, and then God took them back, lock me up.
Yeah.
Put me in soft walls and only give me markers until the day I die.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to snap.
Yeah.
Truly.
Well, this is why this show, I mean, it's realistic and it isn't. I don't think it is, because I feel like any normal human being, as you said, if you lose a child, that's devastating. So this part I don't get. Like,
well, you have to remember the focus. It was the oldest child and it was the son.
It was the oldest child and the son, but I feel like she's taking it out a little bit more. She's taking a lot out on Haein. I think she's really upset too with the chairman, because the chairman, if you caught this part, the chairman kept or the family from investigating the death. So I think she has a lot of like resentment towards the chairman, but because of those unresolved, like not knowing what happened, I think she's, that anger also, is going towards Haein.
She can't do anything to the chairman.
No, she can't. But she can take it out
on her daughter. The other thing that happens is old boy showing up. Yes. First of all, at that party.
The Hercyna party.
How you say that lady's name?
Which one? The friend?
Yeah.
Yena.
This beach. So, this is what's so weird about that relationship. And I don't have any relationships like this with people, and it's very much a blessing, because honestly, I wouldn't have entertained this mess. I'm talking shit, but giving you information at the same time. And I've seen situations like this with people, and they know each other for years. And I'm like, why do you speak to her? I would never speak to this cow. So she needs her to find out that our villain of all villains, and he comes in, but the thing is, he comes in 10 tones down acting like a monster, right? Comes in already in Haein's face. How do you say his name? Yoon
Eunsung. It's hard. Yoon Eunsung.
There's a lot,
yeah. Let's just say, Eunsung. Yeah, Eunsung.
So Eunsung. So this is why a lot of times I don't want to, I don't like my name being mispronounced, and I don't want to sound like a jackass. So, Eunsung. So that shows up.
We can just call him Psycho.
He shows up already fresh out the gate being a problem. All up in your wife's face. Because I do love that he shows up for her. But all up in your wife's face. And he keeps being a problem. So he starts working with Queen's group because Haein wants, Hercyna to be in the store. And apparently he is all hooked up and entangled with this German man.
Yes. So Yoon Eunsung, basically, he is known in the community. He's a Korean American financier who is a private equity investor.
Which we still don't know what private equity is.
But he is a big shot. Everyone works with him, including everyone in the Middle East. Apparently, he controls all of the oil money. So everyone is really, really looking forward to working with him, right?
Don't nobody run their oil money but them oil money people. That was a wild sentence.
Yeah. So we're getting ahead because I think that happens towards like the end of the episode. But I think that's a good overview of like what happens. And we could talk about some of the major moments, right?
Yes.
So the first major moment would be Haein's disease. We find out. We kind of touched on it.
Yes. Her cloudtoma.
Her cloudcytoma. Her cloud tumor. Her cloud tumor. So it's
soap opera. It's a soap opera disease.
It is.
This is a General Hospital guiding light passions disease.
Passions. Remember little Timmy?
I remember getting home from school at 2:50. R.I.P. Timmy. I remember getting home from school at like 2:15, 2:30 and running in my house.
That was such a good show.
The way that a soap opera will recast somebody and not give a shit.
No, yeah, they never cared.
The show was insane.
Right. So we find out about the disease. It is similar to glioblastoma. That's the real disease. That's a real cancer. That's what it's based off of. But anyways, she talks about it. It's almost like, I guess she's kind of delusional, but she will not accept the fact that she's going to die.
But she wouldn't. She's like, I don't drink soda. She's like, I've never had a soda in my entire life. I've done all these things to stay happy. People who smoke cigarettes and do drugs are living until why is this happening to me? So like, I understand her being upset.
Yeah.
But his reaction, so that was my first girl what moment.
Yes.
So Hyunwoo being in the mirror and being like, stop smiling, stop humming. Because this is why I love Korean dramas, is the person, because your ingenue can be a villain for a second.
Yes.
Because you're really rooting for him. And then you see him, you're like, you son of a bitch. Ew. Ew. And then he's sitting there having lunch with his homeboy. And he's just like, God blessed you with only having to deal with this for 3 months. And then he starts looking up, do miracles really happen? And he was like, these can't be miracles if this happening this often. And you're just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. This
is insane. And then she comes in and sees his Google search. Thank God he wasn't taking notes. And then she's like, oh, well, I didn't think that she's like, I thought you were actually happy about this. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know how you foreshadow backwards, but
yeah.
It's basically what was happening. So Haein's like, oh, I'm so happy. Like, he's really like cares about me.
Yeah.
And Hyunwoo's like, damn it, this bitch might get a miracle.
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy what he does in between. I mean, there's this crazy stuff. So after he talks to his friends Yangi, right? And Yangi, also, I feel like Yangi is like the devil in Hyunwoo's life. Like, you know how you have like the angel and the devil?
Who's the angel?
I think it's just Hyunwoo. Like, Hyunwoo's conscious. You have Hyunwoo's like conscious here.
Yeah.
And then you have Yangi here. And Yangi just says crazy ass shit all the time.
But he says everything that he's actually thinking, though.
Yeah, he does. But it's crazy because he goes in and he's starting to do all these like crazy ass things. He brings a big bouquet of flowers.
For their, 3-year anniversary?
3-year anniversary, brings a big old bouquet of flowers. And then when they're at that meeting, they have a meeting with the entire Olive Queen's group. She starts, I think she coughs on water because it went down the wrong pipe.
Yes.
Runs over to her and he's like, oh my God, call the ambulance.
He's
Are
like
you
stopping
okay?
the meeting and everyone's like, man, I feel bad for him for having to fawn over this woman like this.
It's crazy. And then there's a scene with where he cuts the shrimp. He like peels a shrimp for her.
Yes, and that's what she was like, you're doing too much. You ain't never peeled no shrimp for me. You yelling at my mama for me. You're holding my hand in the car. You're doing too much.
So this is the part where he's like the worst here. And I'm like, come on, bro. Like, what are you doing?
But here's
You're trying real hard.
He's trying real hard,
Right.
but also, this is someone he did love.
Yes.
And this is someone he does love. So it's like, even if he wasn't trying to divorce her, because he's such a nice man, he would probably still be doing the most.
Well, right. So that was my other point was like, I feel like he is kind of falling back into it very naturally.
Yes.
So you're just kind of like, okay, so he is faking it, but he's not.
Right.
And then there's moments where he feels kind of bad for her, you know? So
with the argument with the mom.
yes. So one key point too is right after that scene where he kisses her, remember? After like,
Because he wakes up the next day and she's asleep and he's like,
he thinks she's dead.
Because she should be awake by now. Because she's like, you can set your clock to Haein. Why is she not
He's
awake?
like sitting there, he's like waving her head, like waving his hand.
But it's
on
like
her nose.
what's messed up. It's just like,
oh my God.
Is he hopeful in this moment, or is he worried because she didn't change her will?
I think he's both.
He's both.
He's both. But right after that, they go in the car. And then this part just broke my heart. She tells him, she's like, they're going to work. And she says, don't tell anyone about my illness, including my family, because they'll
chop me up.
They're going to chop me up. They're going to go after my assets. And then you kind of see Hyunwoo's face a bit. He's like sad, but then he's also kind of like, Jesus Christ, his family's crazy. I can't believe that this is what she's worried about right now, you know?
Because it's not even, because she's not talking about her physical health. She's not talking about her mental health. She's talking about the fact that her family is going to completely take advantage of this situation.
No, it's
because her mother's already suing. Because you find out later her mother's suing her.
It's
so I think that's a good place to go to, like, into the family dynamics.
Yes.
And the dysfunction of everything.
So again, I mean, we kind of talked about it already, but her mom and Haein, it's just, her mom's insane.
She tried to tell her mother that she had a life-ending, not life-threatening, a life-ending illness.
Yeah.
And her mother's concerned about everything else. And she said, I just told you I needed to tell you something.
Yeah. And you just like don't care.
And she's like, I'm just here to talk to your husband about this lawsuit. So I don't.
So before that, let's talk about that lawsuit, right? So Suchol is talking to his wife Tae, and Tae is, I don't know, she's a sweet wife at this point. She's like pep talking him. You know, he's like, why is the chairman wanting to talk to me? I'm kind of scared, blah, blah, blah. Giving him a pep talk. And then he goes to the chairman, and the chairman loses his mind, screaming. Because
the chairman comes in, wants him to come for one thing. Yeah. And then he tells on himself. Yes. So the chairman's worried about this tax bill, this 8 billion won tax bill, which is, mind you, $5.5 million. So I understand because it was like, but this is what I didn't get. So the chairman's mad that Suchil's company overpaid by 8 billion won. And he was like, that would have been money that just went down the tubes.
Right.
And I was like, but in America, if you overpay your taxes, they give you the money back. Now, one, why is Hyunwoo's department looking at the taxes? But I guess taxes are legal?
Yeah, because if they're two different companies, why is Hyunwoo like, you know, how can you see that stuff?
Because it's probably all under like one umbrella.
One umbrella.
So it's like we're all operating under the same thing. So it's probably what happened. He has to look over everybody's taxes because everything's probably under the same umbrella of Queen's group.
Right.
So it would be technically just another part of. Also, I don't think anyone would give him it. Like the chairman wouldn't let him have his own company.
No, not to Choi.
No, not to Choi. So like the chairman just like, yeah, just get a little, throw some won over here. You'll be fine. So he's mad about the tax bill. So Choi comes in talking about the organic coffee company going under. And he's like, what? So now you gave if he had just kept his mouth shut, then the chairman wouldn't have known. So now he's getting yelled at for two different things. And then you see how jealous he is of Hyunwoo.
He is, yes.
Because he resents him.
Resents him because he is, you know.
Competent.
Goody two shoes. Well, not goody two shoes. Maybe in a way. I think like the other stuff that he finds out, but.
He's a competent, successful person. Because because also the chairman compares him to his sister and Hyunwoo. And so I think in this moment he thinks that Hyunwoo's after him. Because like, well, why'd you even tell the chairman? He's like, it's my job. What are you talking about?
And then the crazy part is Choi faints.
When the chairman's
because he has a panic attack. Because, I mean, the chairman does really yell. It was very comical. I loved it.
It's even more comical with the English dubbing.
I have to.
Because honestly, the emotion.
I need to.
It's so weird.
Oh, man.
It's so weird.
But then Haein's mom is upset at the chairman.
For making her son have a panic attack and faint.
And then she's pissed that Hyunwoo was the one who discovered it. So, of course, all of her ire goes towards Haein.
I'm here to talk to your husband.
Right. Then she goes after, she finds Haein. She goes to Queen's department store, finds Haein. She's like, where's your husband?
We could have just done this at the house, though. Why you were making a scene at the job? Y'all live in the same place. He's coming to dinner. Y'all eat together every night.
Yeah. And basically, she is super upset. And then Haein defends Hyunwoo. So there's a lot of moments here where Haein is always defending Hyunwoo in front of her family, but never in front of him, right? She's never nice to him in front of him.
Right.
But it's always like behind the scenes. But yeah, she's really upset about the Choi and all of that. And then the next scene, I believe they go and they have their dinner, right? Their fancy little dinner with their Michelin star chef. I loved it. We need to get that rich so we have individual meals for each person. Catered to like their health and like their like.
Honestly, it's like this dinner's based off the blood tests that we took.
Yes.
Sure, because like I can tell you, I went on vacation with some people one time, and one of the guys said that he couldn't eat chicken because he is type B blood, and so do chickens. And I went, I can't do this.
Wait, what?
He couldn't eat chicken because him and chicken have the same blood type.
People are insane.
This is none of my business.
They have their meal.
Yes.
They're eating.
Yes.
And then, the
lawsuit comes up, and Hyunwoo has to jump to Haein's defense.
And this lawsuit is so stupid because basically Haein is building, I guess, a new mall or something, a new property somewhere, and it crossed over the property line slightly to her mom's land.
Right.
And they agreed that it's fine. But now, because she's mad at Haein and Hyunwoo, she decides to be petty.
And file a lawsuit.
She's like, my lawyer is advising me to do so.
And then her husband's like, what? He's like, just let it go. This is the thing. The husband tries to be the peacekeeper a little bit. But he never works hard enough to bring real peace.
No, I think he says something like, it's just an exercise. to Haein. He's like, Haein, it's okay. It'll all work out. It's just an exercise. Your mom's being like cautious. Cautious about what?
Her daughter doing what? Girl, it's not an exercise. Your mom's being not nice to you.
Yeah. So it's just so hurtful.
It is.
Could you imagine? I can't imagine.
It's so sad.
It's so sad.
But also, I'd love to be able to have my mom go, your mall is on my land.
Yes.
Get your mall off my land.
Honestly, but this is the scene when I was watching for the first time where I really, really, really thought, oh, she must be not like her real blood daughter. Like there's, because I was just like, this is insane.
That's why I literally was like, oh, Korean drama. The dad I did the same thing. The dad had a mistress.
Yeah, something. There's something here.
Or she's adopted from like another. Actually, it's like there's another sibling who died, and this is actually her niece. I was like, this can't be her real. She did not give birth to this child.
And you know what? If the writer did that on purpose, really good fake out. Because I think a lot of most people would like follow that trope, right? It's like a drama trope, so everyone's thinking that. Nope. It's even sadder. The truth is even sadder.
Right, because I was like, maybe because the aunt's name is what? Bumja? Is the aunt?
Bumja, yes.
So Bumja, I'm like, maybe it's Bumja's daughter. But Bumja's nuts.
They just like brought her in.
And they were like,
they like had to adopt.
Okay. You don't. Let's take her from you. That's what I thought was happening. But to find out that, no. You finish the series and you're like, no, that's her kid.
Yeah.
She's just being ugly to her daughter because her daughter didn't die.
Yeah. And then afterwards, we're kind of jumping around, but Haein's mom and dad, they're outside strolling after dinner.
Cute.
Very cute. And you could tell they have a good relationship.
They do.
Made me happy.
But you can also tell he's a very rich man. And he grew up rich.
Yes.
Because there's an edge to the chairman that he doesn't have.
No, he's very comfortable. But there he says to Haein's mom, he's like, hey, can you just be nice to Haein? And Haein, and then that's where you find out, and we already talked about this.
The older brother died.
The older brother died. Her mom harbors a lot of resentment towards Haein. And
because
then Haein
didn't die.
Yeah.
You could have lost 2 kids.
And then, that scene, I mean, you keep on going back into later episodes. It's really good foreshadowing of what happens. But you see Haein in the corner and she's listening. And she's heartbroken because she's going to die in 3 months.
And she will never put her arms in a jacket.
No. Her mom is being mean to her. Her husband's, I don't know. He's acting crazy at this point.
Your mom's being too mean. Your husband's being too nice. And you're going to die in 3 months. And you refuse to put your arms through a jacket. Them jackets sit on them shoulders like they are sewn down.
I just wanted to say this. In the very beginning, when she has her first hallucination episode, when she, falls and she kind of forgets her outfit, she's like walking through. It's like a 3-piece suit. It's blue. It's lovely. It's so good. She has 166 outfit changes in this drama.
Oh my God.
I love it.
It's so many clothes.
And it's all like high end designer garb.
I don't know when this stopped being but like in 2010, 2012, something like that. No, earlier than that. I want to say like 2007, 2008. Those like knit St. John's were very much in fashion here because I had a couple of them. And so it was interesting to see that this style has continued in Korea. Like, immediately that someone is rich when someone's like, it's because I think Hyunwoo says to her on like the 3rd episode, you're wearing something my grandma would wear.
Yeah, like little Chanel, and little knit
Chanel,
situation.
She's just like, this costs so much money. And so it's like, I completely love it. But I'm like, yes, I remember that was like the style for like a second. It was just like, let me get this very knit in various colors. I had a white suit, a pink suit, a green suit.
Ooh.
And then I think I had it in black and white. Because, Burlington had a sale. And so I bought all them little suits, little shirts to go with them. I was outside looking good, girl.
Love it.
She had to sit there and listen to her mom just talk about, like, I lost my child. And that's what it is.
Yeah.
And she just has to deal with it. And it sucks.
It sucks. there's another Yangi and Pyeonijum moment. So Hyunwoo sees his friend again, and they're chatting. And their scene's kind of sweet, I guess bittersweet, just because they're talking about what marriage is. And you can really tell, like Hyunwoo sits down and he says, I really don't think that I can like live with Haein. I can't do this anymore. Like this marriage is truly over. And then I believe, what does he say?
Oh, he says that marriage is the worst thing to happen to love. If you want to stay in love, don't get married.
Yes, his friend says that. And I was like,
the divorce attorney. But he also goes, a lot of people don't get he also was like, a lot of people get divorced, they don't talk to each other.
Yeah.
He's like, they don't talk to each other, they talk to me.
Yeah.
And I'm the divorce attorney. I'm not going to help you.
Like, I'm not your marriage counselor. It jumps to a scene with Yongduri. They're back in Yongduri.
Listen.
Mizan is talking to her friends at the Queen Salon.
Yes.
And the ladies are all like just chit-chat gossiping about a lady whose daughter is going to get divorced. So it's a big deal. And
Scandal.
Yes.
Scandal.
And Mizan she's real anxious. She's getting upset. She's, she does not like this conversation.
I just want to say, for a show that spent so much money on how people look, that little clip-in they got for her of that pink hair color wears me out every time.
I think they do that on purpose.
But it looks bad.
I think they do it on purpose.
It looks bad on purpose?
Yeah, because she's kind of tacky,
Okay.
They make her extra tacky.
Because the extensions they got on Haein look very nice.
No, yeah. Also, side thing, I think you talked about Mosuri's hair last time. Do you think it's her hair or do you think it's a wig? It's a wig, right?
It's a combo.
Okay.
She has a half wig.
Yeah.
So it's only, that's why she has that big bump for volume.
Yeah.
It's a very, you know what it gives me? You know what it serves me?
What?
Kisang.
Kisang vibes? Modern day Kisang?
It makes me modern day Kisang vibe.
Yeah.
You look at everyone's hair. They're telling a very specific story. Like when she first comes in and she's got like her updo beehive sitch, but it's just a little hairsprayed. You see what I'm saying? Like this is someone who's not in this world trying to fit in.
And everyone else, again, has really nice hair. Like Haein's mom's hair is nice.
I can tell you Haein's mom's hair annoys me.
It's just like a typical Korean.
But that flip is, the flip
ajima.
is so hard, it's stupid.
Okay.
Grace, on the other hand, has the hair of a Chosan era servant.
Yes. They got it like slicked back.
I'm surprised there's not a braid going across the top of her head. Or a bun in the back. And she's not slightly prostrate at all times.
Over. So Mizan is super stressed out. She goes home.
Yes.
And they're having a family lunch. The noodles, I don't know if you clock the noodles. It's a vat of noodles. It looks so good. It's like naengmyeon, like mulnaengmyeon, bibinnnaengmyeon. It looks so good. They always like have food. Like in those scenes, the food is super homey, and it just makes me want to eat.
Well, what I love is that the fact is just like, they might be country folk.
No. I mean, yes, but yeah.
Because it's the Yongduri, but it's like...
They're well off. Yeah,
they're very well off.
Yeah. They own the orchard.
They own an orchard. They own a grocery store.
Yes.
His father is the mayor?
A leadership, city council?
Chief? I don't know.
Yep.
He's the head honcho.
Yep.
Big boss.
Yes.
El jefe.
Yeah. And then... his siblings, as messed up and kind of weird as they are, they own businesses. They're business owners.
Right. Now,
granted, it's, in
Haein's building.
They're talking about Hyunwoo's divorce or potential divorce. And everyone's really, they're fighting over it, except the mom, because the mom is super pragmatic. And she's like, you know what? It's fine. If it happens, it happens. It is what it is.
I just want my son to be happy.
Yeah. She's the only normal person. I feel like she's the one normal person in this entire drama.
Yes.
It's Hyunwoo's mom.
She's cooking.
Voice of reason.
Every time.
Voice of reason every time. I love her.
I just want my son to be okay.
Oh, man. And then Pumja has a really funny moment, too. She's in that red Mercedes.
Yes.
She goes to the church, breaks up a wedding between her ex-husband and her former assistant because
Who's
they had
his
an
mistress?
affair. Yeah, they had
My
an affair.
question is, how did this husband have any was her assistant there together? This is what I don't like about all these situations. If you watch TV your entire life, men always cheat right next to them.
But that happens in real life,
That's
too.
what I'm saying. Men always cheat right next to them. Women, apparently, when we cheat, it's not, you can't go down to the job. Like if your husband's cheating with, that's like, it's a secretary. Because the secretary is trying to work her way up and she's here all the time. Right? It's apparently when women cheat, we don't do it like that.
How do women cheat?
We find somebody who doesn't work with us.
Because we're smart about it.
At least the dude at the business next door, whatever, but he ain't in the same building with me all day. Right? So I'm like, because I thought one day I was like, I've watched this on TV my whole life about somebody cheating with a secretary. Somebody cheating with a secretary. I'm like, how often do these men cheat with secretaries?
It always happens.
Damn.
Forever trope.
Old girl rolled up and we see the tiger come out.
Tiger's back.
She pulled a tree out.
Yes,
She pulled a plant out the pot. And she would, but this is the thing. I told you, get out of Korea. Why are you here?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be here. That was the agreement.
And you thought I was still in prison, but I'm back.
And I'm about to go back.
Then poor Hyunwoo has to come.
When he's sitting there and he goes, there's blood on your face. She goes, oh, it's not mine. And I was like, yes.
And he's like, you can't be doing this while you're on probation.
Also trying to smoke around nuns. It's like she's trying to smoke on hallowed ground. He's like, because here's my question. Because I know emo is for like woman to woman to say auntie. What is man to woman?
So emo, so it's different.
Right.
So
what's the word?
Meaning, gets complicated. If it's my mom's
Sister.
but I and my brother, we both call her aunt emo.
Okay.
And if it's the other way around,
if it's the dad's sister,
if it's the dad's sister, this is where it gets complicated. If it's the dad's sister, it's como.
But it's based off of how she's in birth order.
Birth order, no. Okay. It's not about birth. Yes, because there's honorifics there. But it becomes complicated because I have como on my dad's side. But then if it's my dad's sister, it's a como. But if it's my dad's brother's wife, it's 작은 엄마, 큰 엄마. Small mom, older mom. Like, it's weird.
But why is it if it's just...
I don't know. I really don't know.
You weren't there?
큰 엄마, 작은 엄마, and there's como. And then there's, on the mom side, I already said this, but it's imo.
Yeah.
And then if it's my mom's brother, it's my 삼촌.
So if it's your uncle's wife.
My uncle's wife, that is my 숙모.
Okay, so if it's your mom's brother's wife.
Mom's brother's wife, 숙모,
Okay. Mom's sister's wife?
Mom's sister's wife.
We ain't got that word yet.
Did you see I was like,
that's new. Somebody is.
You got me working here.
Girl,
I'm like,
somebody is in the headquarters in Korea going, we got to make a new word. Because if it's your dad, so if it's like your dad's brother's husband, what do you call him?
I mean,
your mom's brother's husband.
They haven't figured that out yet.
Listen, they didn't know that was an option.
Listen, Taiwan is hyper progressive in that way. In the Asian countries, Korea is not there yet, so we shall see.
So whatever word Taiwan start using.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it will be very interesting to see when Korea becomes more progressive.
Have like dramas where it's like two men getting together?
Yeah. They've started.
Okay, we got money's money.
Times are changing. Times are changing. And my whole point is this: if you want your country to be successful through K-dramas and K-pop, you're gonna have to go with the time. Musuri, and the chairman, and they have a chess game.
What the hell is the name of that game?
Changi.
Okay, because that's different from the game that's in this other Korean drama that I'm watching.
What's the other one? Oh, the white one? Is it a white?
I don't know if it's Go.
It's not Go.
It's got a different name.
It's with the white and the black circles, right?
I thought that was Go. No, go is the cards.
Go is cards.
Girl.
Paduk.
That's how you say it. Paduk, because I didn't want to say it wrong.
Paduk.
So it's not Paduk because I saw the characters.
Yeah, it's Changi. It's Korean chess or Asian chess.
It looks.
I would fall apart. We talked about this. I don't know how to play mahjong. I
can't play spades, but I can play mahjong.
Basically, she outwits the chairman in the game, which
but
shadows.
Right, because she tries to act innocent the whole time, and I think there's moments on the show where you're just like, I think this is foreshadowing, and that was one of those moments.
It's a very obvious moment. Yes.
Yeah, where because he's sitting there going, huh. You've been playing this game with this bitch for 25 years. There's no way she hasn't beat you at least once.
That was my scene. That the huge piece of the puzzle that you can grab, a hint.
Well, it was like, but it was obvious she was being like. It was obvious she was being sneaky.
She's of course being sneaky, and then you can see it in his face. He knows she's sneaky, and I'm just like, bro, what are you doing? You're an idiot.
But what makes me mad is she's acting like it's like, but he knows she's being sneaky, but then she's acting like, oh, I'm not doing anything, but also like she's getting over on him. It truly is like, this is stupid.
I mean, the man is thinking with his peen, clearly, right?
And that's the brain I would love to be a part of.
Okay, so that was mine.
Okay, so the third moment is the hunt.
Yes. Well, before that, Yoon Eunsung comes. Oh, we did talk about this. Yoon Eunsung comes.
He comes.
The Hercyna party.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, yes. We already talked about.
We talked about him at the Hercyna party and him him already being team too much at the Hercyna party, being disrespectful at the Hercyna party, talking too much about this man's wife at the Hercyna party. Or I just want to see who she would marry, and or we were super close, because it's the thing. You can tell that Hyunwoo was out of his depth. He's not out of his depth, but he doesn't come to these things often.
He doesn't. But I would say this.
But he's better than the old girl's husband.
Well, yeah, because you remember Mr. Herman, the Hercyna owner, was like, "Oh, you're so handsome. You look like you belong on a billboard." And like Haein likes like, "Oh,
I love my husband's face."
Yeah.
Wow. What's her name?
Yenna. Poor Yenna.
Her husband walks up with food in his teeth.
I know. And he's so genuine. He's just like, he's like, I don't know what's happening, but I'm just going to eat this good food.
Right. Which means that they both married, I guess you would call it, just for lack of a better term, commoners.
So I don't think Yenna's guy is a commoner, actually, because she was saying, oh, me and my husband, we're facing towards the same direction, but you and your husband, you're not. Because I think that was insinuating that her husband is from like money.
Oh, they're from the same class. So he is same class, but he's just uncouth.
He's uncouth and he's not that attractive.
Try. And then, but she turns and goes, yeah, but me and my husband face each other.
That was, That was great.
I love looking at my husband's face. So me and my husband face each other.
Yep.
You and this ugg mug, on the other hand. Of course, y'all face in the sun because you want to be blinded by so you don't have to look at your ugly husband. But the hunt.
Oh,
I was like, people can't be. What is this? And at first I was like, this is some white nonsense. But then I remembered my historical dramas.
they went hunting.
Yes.
But I have to agree with you though, because right off the bat, because one of my other favorite shows, American show, is Succession. Have you watched Succession?
God, no.
Okay, you have to. Anyways, no. You need to watch it. It's really good.
I can't. It's too many white people.
It reminds me so much of Succession to the point where I'm just like, oh, they must have copied it, because there's a scene where the Roy family, they're all in helicopters, and then there's a scene in the second season where they're just like, they're hunting as well. It reminded me so much of it.
I think rich people just like shooting at shit.
They do.
But poor people like shooting at shit.
I know. We're from the South. People go hunting.
Listen,
they wear their camo.
I had on my camo jacket at the Comedy Store.
You have a camo jacket?
Yes, from Cabela's, and it's wild.
Maybe I should get a camo jacket.
Absolutely.
And be like, I'm from the South.
Absolutely. So it's a white woodland camo jacket.
Okay, nice.
And it's insane because there's two wolf eyes embroidered on the front.
Because it just can't be a regular camo. It needs wolf eyes on it.
Hold on. There's wolf eyes embroidered on the front. And it says Predator Quest in bright orange. And then screen printed down the sleeve, it says Predator Quest on my left sleeve. And then on the back of the jacket, at the bottom of the jacket, where my butt is 2 more wolf eyes. Not embroidered, just screen printed. And then the phrase, let's get to calling. I got it at Cabela's in Maryland in the bargain cave because that's where they put the on sale stuff.
No one wanted it.
It was the last one, so I think plenty of people wanted it. It was $60.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite purchases. So, a la Dick Cheney, trying to take somebody out during the hunt, and our evil homeboy, Senor Psychotic himself, Crazy Ajushi, pops up just pointing a gun at Hyunwoo and just like, oh, I almost killed you. And you're like,
what is your problem?
Hey, man, I don't know you. And Hyunwoo's like, what
are you doing here? Like, what are you doing? And he wasn't even supposed to be on that course because if you hear the groundskeeper give the rules, he's like, okay, you have to be in your individual. Like,
they got maps.
Yeah, you have designated places because if you don't do this, you're going to end up shooting each other, right?
Right.
So then he just like appears because
they're all in dark colored clothing.
What a creep.
Why are they not in camo and bright orange?
Because Korean people really don't hunt, clearly, and they missed the memo. But they're like, but we need this like Ralph Lauren-esque like
no,
scheme.
You need to be out here dressed like Duck Dynasty to make sure you don't murder each other.
It is.
You need to be dressed like Jace Robertson. That's what you need on right now. But instead, you're out here looking like the colors of Benetton.
Ugh.
It's insane. So he pulls a gun on the man in a pea coat, and he's just like, "Why you're in the wrong place?" And he was just like, "Well, I'm going to infringe on other people's territory."
Just so like he's so.
And it's like, what? This is how you talk about the woman that you love. You want to infringe on other people's territory, and then he tries to shoot deer because he's on Hyunwoo's land, like his track. Whose track is he on?
Hyunwoo, yeah.
Or the chairman's track.
They're on the chairman's track, yes.
So they're both in the wrong place?
They're both in the wrong place because remember. So basically, Mosri, so we kind of skipped over this, but Mosri prevents the chairman from going on the actual hunt because the shaman,
who
right?
is Grace,
shaman calls and was like, hey, like it's bad luck right now because your ex-wife,
I had a dream that your ex-wife was holding a knife over you.
Yes.
So the ghost of the ex-wife is trying to kill the chairman.
Yes.
Right? And so
he stays behind, and then instead Haein and Hyunwoo get that they get the
chairman's
track, right? And they're supposed to be shooting pheasants, right? Because he wants to make a pheasant soup.
A pheasant dumpling soup.
Right. So she's trying to get the pheasant. But what happens is the surprise at the end, the animal that comes out, the boar, the wild boar.
But so Grace cuts the fence and throws food out.
The corn kernels. Yes.
Corn kernels to attract a boar. So apparently the boar wasn't even originally on this track. But
they snuck him.
They're a possibility because the groundskeeper gave the warning.
Yes.
And so Haein has a cloud moment. Beautiful fog comes rolling in. And she does not realize that there is a giant CGI boar.
Can we talk about how awful they had so much money for the budget, but they couldn't give a couple extra $1,000 for the CGI team because my God. That is the fakest boar that I kept on rewatching and laughing. Bad.
I'm like, y'all had all this money. You couldn't have just. I guess you can't animal train a boar, maybe.
Oh no, that would be way too dangerous. Wild boars? They're like crazy. Like Pumbaa.
Girl,
it's Pumbaa, right?
It is Pumbaa.
Pumbaa was a wild boar.
I believe so, yes.
Yes.
But like they train wolves for movies.
I don't know.
And they say pigs are as smart as dogs. They're like 5-year-olds. Like, you could train a pig. They're as smart as dogs.
They didn't want to deal with it. But we don't really see a lot of animals, though, other than horses in Korean dramas, if you notice, and dogs now. But that's it. Cats and dogs.
Let me tell you something. Don't nobody want them problems. When we never thought we needed was Hyunwoo saving Haein from a wild boar, hopping in front of this attack, shooting this boar. Because the thing is, there's not fog around him. Mm-mm. So we're in her hallucination. Because I was like, how did he shoot this? Oh, he don't see the fucking fog. So he's in her hallucination. And so he hops in and then shoots the boar. And it's like, oh, there's no way that they're not going to get back together now.
And he's so hot at that. But we talked about this. Kim Soo-yeon, the actor, he's adorable. He's cute, but he's not hot. But this was the moment where I was like, oh, hello.
See, that's the only time. Right. He's adorable. But then when he was shooting that boar, I was like, okay, all right, sustained.
I understand. You get it.
I get it. Yep. Also, he needed that moment. She needed that moment. Yeah. We needed that moment. Because at this point, you're trying to go, this dude's a dickhead.
Yeah.
And he's really trying. He's very happy that his wife's going to die so he can get out of this marriage. So it really does save him in so many ways. For her, for him, for the audience. Because honestly, what I was half expecting is for Psycho Ajushi to pop up.
Oh, so Eunsung to shoot. Oh,
yes.
That would have changed the story a bit.
Exactly.
Yeah, because Eunsung was there. He was there, and we kind of see in the next episode. Oh, I kind of like that.
Because at first I was like, who slid in?
If Eunsung would have shot the boar, then it's basically game over for Hyunwoo.
It would have made him have to work so
extra
much harder.
Yeah. Ooh, I kind of like that. Because I was like, spice things up a bit.
Right. So if they were like, let's really make him work even harder because he truly is happy that this woman's going to die in 3 months, let's give our antagonists some juice.
And I kind of thought about this too. As the episode or as the series goes on, I kind of wish they made, because Haein just doesn't like Eunsung at all, right? But I think it would have been more, right? I think it would have been a little bit more interesting if she still had some residual feelings for him.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
But
because that truly kind of...
But we've already known her to be a very hot or cold person.
Right. So it fits her personality.
And mainly a cold person.
Yeah.
And who's very I have no time for you, I'm moving on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he's just like, well, why didn't we talk? And it was because she goes, well, because that's the very interesting part at the party, just to jump back a little bit. The interesting part at the Hercyna party is this is a man she used to date. She has no use for. And then the ugly friend is just like, oh, yeah, he's here and he works for Hercyna and that's who you're going to have to go through. And she has absolutely no problem going and smiling in this man's face. None whatsoever. And then it's just like, well, why didn't we talk? He's like, you told me not to talk to you. It's like, oh, I wouldn't do that. And he's like, yeah, you would. She's like, yeah, I would.
And she's like, listen, real talk. I need you because I need to get into the $1 trillion club and you're going to help me. Will you help me? And I kind of like that about her personality because she's so blunt.
Yes.
Black and white. Yeah. But Yoon Eunsung, ugh.
Also,
what a guy.
As second leads go, he should be more handsome.
So the actor's name is Park Sung-hoon. He is known to play the most despicable
because
characters.
he has a scar on his face.
I don't even know if there's a scar on his face.
There's a slight scar. I can't. It's like his face reads the way he combs his hair. I knew when he showed up.
Yeah,
this is your professional villain. The way the account for his face was set up.
Yeah,
in the womb. Bad guys.
He was in a drama called The Glory, which is also on Netflix. This is a really dark revenge story. It's probably one of the darkest Korean dramas I've ever watched because it's super edgy, the writing. It's like there's like an edge to it. It's like a sharpness to it, but it's really good. It's a thriller revenge series. So you just keep watching. You're like, what is happening? My mom this was like 2 Christmases ago. I would hear my mom. She would be binging at like 3 a.m. I go down and she'd be like watching. I'm like, what are you watching? She's like, The Glory. It's so good. Anyways, it's really good drama. lots to talk about there. But the actor plays the worst character I have ever experienced in all of my watching, whether it's Korean dramas, American drama. Like, he is the worst. You probably won't watch it. I don't think you'd like it. But when I saw him in this, I'm just like, oh my God, this poor guy. He's like typecast completely. He's just going to be like antagonist for the rest of his life.
He's get paid though.
But he's in the new Squid Game.
Okay.
He's in the new Squid Game.
Playing a mad guy?
He's playing a trans woman who is trying to pay for her surgery. Right?
What?
I was like, what is happening? Because he's in the promos and everyone's like, oh my God, why does he have long hair? Yeah. I think as an actor, he has range for sure. I'm curious to see him.
You can see in the show because once you keep watching,
yeah,
and you see him have these truly. This is the interesting thing that we don't. One, I love Korean dramas because they show the whole range of human emotions that a man can have.
Right.
That American TV does not show.
We talked about this. I think men are allowed to be more feminine in a way.
Human. They're allowed to be more human. They're allowed to express emotions that aren't happiness, lust, or anger. And you get a bigger frame of it because you get, more of the humanity in him. But when I see those feet slide in, I wanted it to be
Eunsung?
I wanted to be Eunsung. I truly did, because I think that would have made Hyunwoo have to work so much harder.
But you know that it's not Eunsung. Why? Because the music, the needle drop that comes in, it's that song that plays over and over again.
Yes, it's a love moment
and
happening
it's Hyunwoo if it's that song, but
because he doesn't have a song yet. I mean, the second lead never has a song.
He never has a song. But yeah, this episode only had 2 songs. I know we're gonna. I think we should talk about the music just because Korean soundtracks for their dramas are so popular.
Oh, there's a song from a Korean drama that I watched, I promise you, in 2017.
That you still remember, right?
Still remember.
You know why? Because they play the same 13 whatever tracks.
Oh, it's going to be at every single. They only paid for 2 songs for this whole drama because and halfway through they start playing a new song.
It cracks me up. So this show, they had 13 songs that were really popular. Not all of them, but most of them were. The music supervisor for this show, her name is Nam Hae-sung. Very famous Korean composer. She wrote music for 77 dramas. That's a lot. A lot of the shows that I'm sure she's making a ton of money. Good for her. But the reason why they're so popular is because they get really famous Korean singers and K-pop acts to be a part of it. So like that first song that we were talking about, right? The one that they play over and over again. The Reason of My Smiles. 자꾸만 웃게 돼. It's by a group called BSS, which is a subunit of a popular Korean boy band called 17.
Right.
Yes. So
it
that's
is an
that.
offshoot. It is a spinoff. Okay.
Yeah, that group. So that's the song that they play over and over again. And then another song that's really good that they play in the emotional, like really sad moments between Hyunwoo and Haein is 멈춰줘, which is Hold Me Back, by an artist named Haein. And she was she's a singer, but she was in a reality show called Unpretty Rap Star. What? This is a show that was
American show called Unpretty Rap Star?
No, it was a Korean show.
The title was like, this wasn't an American
called
show.
Unpretty Rap Star, where female MCs battle each other. And I loved her in it. And I had no idea.
Unpretty Rap? Why was it?
I don't know.
I'm sure they were gorgeous.
I think they're trying to say like she's pretty, but they're saying that these women go hard, so looks don't matter. You know how superficial Koreans can be. So
well, when it comes to women rapping, it's like you have to look a certain way, and we still haven't gotten out
over that,
because like Queen Latifah was like the break of that mold, and then and then it was like she started acting and was like, all right, we're gonna put this mold back. Because then Missy popped up and it was like, yeah. And then it was like when Missy guess, got sick and fell off in the night, not fell off, but like retired for a while to focus on our health. And are like, we're going to put this mold back. Like, it's like, we want, your titties ain't out. Why are you rapping?
Interesting.
Why are you rapping? So it makes perfect sense. Overall thoughts, right? Did you like the episode?
Yes, I did like it because I really liked getting more of Haein's point of view, like learning more about her, learning about her disease. I really thought the hallucination scenes were really good.
They're very.
Yeah, it's super artsy the way they did it, and the sound.
The editing for those hallucinations should have been applied to the boar.
Yes.
Here's the thing. It's
yes,
like,
maybe
honestly,
they ran out. LOL.
As a giant boar goes, there was he got shot, he fell, he slid, he did all of the things. I can't say I hated it, but watching it the second time, I was like, this is kind of goofy.
Yeah, no, it's I was laughing.
Kind of goofy. Also, it's so big. It's so big. It's like, is this a hippopotamus? This is so big.
It's a big Pumbaa.
That also, Geagle.
The Geagle, yes, that was so funny on the Geagle.
The fake Google, they called it Geagle?
Kind of looking that up.
In the Geagle?
The Geagle. It was so funny.
So there's so much foreshadowing and symbolism, especially with the chess game.
The chess game and everything, just like, you learn about family dynamics, all the home stuff. It's just like, I thought it was good. I thought it was a really good episode. It got me hooked. It was this. And then honestly, the Boar Attack at the very end, that was just like, what the I was not expecting that at all.
Well,
I was
can
like,
say,
damn.
I watched this episode. I watched this show before we'd even talked about, I think before we talked about doing, did I watch this show because of this podcast or did I just start watching it?
You may have just watched it. I don't remember.
I think I started watching it.
Yeah.
I started watching it and I stopped watching it. And then you talked about doing it. And I'm just like, well, let me finish it.
Yeah.
Because like after the first episode, I was like,
yeah,
I don't know. But after the second, I feel like I watched this because I wanted to see. Yes. I stopped watching it. And you were like, let's do it for the podcast. And I was just like, all right. You're like, this is the most popular Korean drama in the history of life. And I'm like, let me see it. People loved it. So much foreshadowing, so much symbolism. And I did like the episode. I think it was good. And I think even though Eunsung is a dirtbag, I think he's still likable. I think he still has his moments. The chairman's girlfriend, though, I don't know. I don't think there's anything. If you're going to be, my mother always said, if you're going to lie good, right? And a little sneakiness at the chess game, there was, it
was too obvious.
It was too obvious. What's the word I'm trying to say? Not she foreshadowed herself, basically. She revealed herself to be sneaky. And I wanted to learn later. Because now every time she popped up, I'm like, all right, what the f*** is she up to now?
Yeah.
What's she going to do?
Right.
We're going to be back next Wednesday to chase the third episode of Queen of Tears. So, send us some love, like, subscribe. If TikTok is still around, buy a coloring book. And we're all the places we can like, you can subscribe, you can rate and review. We're on the YouTubes, we're on the Spotify, we're on Apple, or wherever you get your podcast. I don't know what the other places are.
There'll be more wherever you get your podcast.
Right, but I'm saying wherever we get your podcast, what other places do you get podcasts? But honestly, that's not my business and not my ministry. So you can follow us on Chasing K-Dramas. Oh, I hear that on my friend's podcast. I'm like, wherever you get your podcast, I was like, what are the other places? So be sure to follow us at Chasing K-Dramas on Instagram and TikTok. And tell us your favorite, what are your favorite? We're looking for drama addicts, truly.
Yes, only drama addicts. No, I'm kidding.
Drama addicts.
New addicts.
Tell us what your favorite dramas are. Tell us what your favorite moments were from the episode. And we want to know, what do you think? Did the foreshadowing foreshadow like you thought it was going to shadow? Or was it Peter Pan's shadow and it's just gone? So thank y'all so much for listening and watching. And we'll see you on the next K-Drama Chase.
Yes.
Bye.
사랑해.
We did it. We're adorable.
Chasing K-Dramas is hosted and executive produced by Dulcé, Sloan, and me, Chrissy Choi. I edit the audio and video, and our production is led by Thomas Yuen from TY Media and Go Get 'Em Productions. Our artwork is designed by Yice Cream. We're an indie podcast, and we're always looking for fun partnerships. If you're a brand that's interested in sponsoring our chases, or for your fan who just wants to stay in touch, please check out our website at chasingkdramas.com.